Hey guys, so today I thought I'd tackle my favorite toners of the year, and I want to mention I kind of think of toners and essences. Most people tend to group them together as kind of the same thing. I tend to think of them a little bit differently, well, especially in the way I use them. Typically, toners I tend to use right after cleansing, either sometimes with a cotton pad. Now they make those reusable ones, or sometimes I'll just use the corner of a towel. And I'll saturate it, and then I'll use it, and then the next day I'll use a different corner, and then I'll wash them. It's kind of weird, but anyway. Or obviously cotton pads, like these are great too. I tend to apply my toners like that, and I tend to use essences more as padding on the skin. Not totally exclusive though, because some essences are liquidy, and then I use those more like toners. And some toners are thicker, and I use those more like essences. So anyway, this is going to be more focused on toners that I use like right after cleansing, and kind of to remove any leftover debris and oil or anything like that. So anyway, so I think all of these are fragrance free except for one. There might be one that has a scent in it, and I'll mention that. Otherwise, these are all pretty darn affordable, which is nice. And anyway, these are going to be friendly for most skin types. So let me just start out. I'm going to talk about the one I didn't talk about much this year, and I really enjoyed it, the Goodal Vegan Rice Milk Toner. And this one's really nice. It's really gentle. It's a little bit, it's very watery, but it's a little bit thicker than the average toner. So there you go. See, it's a little bit thicker than just water, but it's really nice. It's got rice in there, rice ferment. Super hydrating. I find it's very similar in a lot of ways to the other one I'm going to talk about, which is the Isntree Vegan Yam Root Milk Toner. This one's a little bit thicker, so I'm going to start talking about this one now. This one's a little thicker than the other one, but it's got yam root, which in my opinion, this one's very similar to, yam root's very similar in a lot of ways to snail mucin, and it's kind of marketed as so. So if you want some of the benefits from hydration as snail mucin, but you're vegan or you don't like snail mucin, yam root is a good alternative. And there we go. So it's got a nice kind of milky finish. It's actually a little bit lighter than the Goodal one. For some reason in my mind I had them switched around, but anyway, it's a little bit pricey, but if you can get it on sale, it's a really good deal. And everything else from this line is absolutely wonderful. The moisturizer from this line is absolutely amazing. I've repurchased that several times. The cleanser took me a while to warm up to it, but eventually I ended up liking it. So this one's fragrance free. It's really ends up feeling nicely hydrating on your skin and calming, non-greasy finish. I would say this is geared towards drier skin types, but it has a non-sticky, non-greasy finish, which is really nice. And they did a good job with this one this year. So good job. Isntree had a lot of ones I could mention. Their onion toner is great. Their green tea toner is a winner. I've got a next one, which is also Isntree, and that's their comfortable magnesium toner. I found this one really helps a ton with redness and almost instantly. And it's just really wonderful. The bottle's gigantic. It's 17 ounces, so it'll take you a while. And this one I tend not to even use with the cotton pad. I just pat it on my skin, and I tend to use it more when my skin is red. And it seems to specifically help with redness, and does a really good job with that. The ingredient list is simple. No fragrance, no alcohol or anything like that. It's a short ingredient list, and magnesium for some reason seems to really help with my redness. I don't know if it'll help with everyone, but for me, this one seemed to do the trick on a lot of accounts. So I think this one is worth checking out, especially if you suffer from redness a lot. Next up, I just reviewed this one this weekend, finally, the RNW Shining Toner. This stuff is a dream for people with hyperpigmentation, melasma, dark spots, anything like that. It's got so many different brightening ingredients. It's really impressive. Tranexamic acid. It's got other brightening ingredients. It's got some vitamin C derivatives. And the packaging is very nice. And this one you can pat on or apply with a cotton pad, whatever you prefer. It's pretty affordable, $20, no fragrance in it. And the other reviews of it, aside from my own, seem to be very positive. So if you've got dark spots or anything like that, this one is a nice way to incorporate some other brightening products into your routine without having to layer too much other serums and things like that on. Okay, so this one does have a little bit of fragrance in it. It's the Numbuzin Toner. It's got a few fragrant extracts, but this one seems to be just an absolute winner for a lot of people, and I typically enjoyed it. I will say Super sensitive skin, beware. It has a lot of fragrant extracts in it. The scent isn't strong. It dissipates quickly, but it is there and it is noticeable. Thankfully, it goes away pretty quickly, but this one, I believe, this has 50 different ferments in it, so if your skin is really receptive to ferments, give it a try. I mean, what do you have to lose? It's not terribly expensive, but again, if you don't like fragrance, it is in here. It is noticeable, but it does dissipate quickly, so that's the good thing. I'm not exactly sure if you need 50 different ferments, and ferments can help with UV damage, DNA damage, brightening your skin, help prevent breakouts, help with a strong microbiome and things like that, but I don't necessarily know if you need 50, but I guess if you like one, why not go with 50, right? Okay, next up, the Kaine Kombucha Toner, Vegan Kombucha Toner, Essence Ampoule. I think they call it Toner Ampoule. This stuff is really nice. Uses kombucha in there as its main ingredient. I think this does help with brightening. I really finished it and went through it quite quickly. I did a full review of it if you want to check it out, but it's super affordable. I'm really digging this brand. They have some really nice products, and I really hadn't heard of them until this year, and I picked up a few more goodies from them to try out as well. Their cleanser and their Vita Drops Ampoule Serum, which is really nice, but this was my first product from them, and I'm really happy with it, and I was really impressed with it, and I went through it quite quickly, and I'll definitely be repurchasing it again. Okay, next up, probably the most readily available product on this list is the Thayers Hydrating Milky Toner. It's a very simple product. It doesn't have a ton of ingredients in there. There's no fragrance. It's got mushroom, silver ear mushroom is the main ingredient. It's got some forms of sodium hyaluronate in here. What else? Short ingredient list. Oh, Sambuca, Niagara flower water, and then that mushroom. The only thing I'm not totally keen about is the potassium hydroxide is a little bit higher on the ingredient list, but it still seems to work well for a lot of people with sensitive skin, and the texture of it is nice. It's milky, but not too thick. So there you go. So very nice product overall, super affordable. From Thayers, this is my favorite. They also have, they're coming out with more and more toner type products. So far I've tried this and their witch hazel one, and this one was the one I clearly prefer. And there we go. It just feels really nice and calming and smoothing and hydrating and kind of plumping in a way as well. Okay, next up, so I think this is my third bottle of this one, the Skin 1004 Centella Toning Toner. I don't really know what they mean by toning toner, but I really enjoyed this. I also enjoyed their ProBio Cica toner, which came in the brown bottle. Really love that one as well. And this one, this is my third bottle of this. When I run out of this, I'd probably go back to the ProBio Cica one in the brown bottle. You know, I'll link to that one below as well, because that one's really nice. But this one is pretty simple, short ingredient list, lots of Centella derivatives for calming skin and helping with redness. And it seems to be a really nice winner for a lot of people. So simple product, but very affordable. And I guess the fact that I've repurchased it 3 times says a lot, right? Okay, next up. So this one, they market it as a toner, but it's kind of like a toner essence. It's the Klog. They call this their Hydra Shield Jelly Pollution Toner. And the dispenser is like this. So let me dispense a little bit. It is thick. It's jelly. It reminds me kind of the Cosrx snail essence. This is kind of what the texture of it reminds me of. You don't probably want to play with the cotton pad. It's kind of funny that they have a dispenser like this. I guess if you dumped it out, it would take a long time to dispense because it's so thick. But typically I think of dispensers like this. You'd stick a cotton pad in there and dispense it that way, but this one's a little thick. But really nice ingredients in there. It does have clove extract, which can give it a fragrance, but it's also got some nice ingredients. We got peptides in here, salicylic acid, mushroom extract, Centella, bamboo, lots of good stuff in here, and it's really affordable, so Klog might be worth checking out. And then last but not least, the Paula's Choice Calm Soothing Toner. I've always enjoyed this line. I've repurchased this toner 2 or 3 times, I want to say, and I've repurchased, I think, most of the other products from this lineup. And Paula's Choice, I don't know why, I tend to kind of overlook them now, and I'm not sure why, if it's because they've been sold twice, I think, in the last 10 years or so. or they're coming up with a lot of products recently, but overall they still have some holy grail products that are still really nice. This is still a really nice, wonderful calming toner. It's got licorice root in there, glycerin, sodium hyaluronate. Anyway, it's got some willow herb, fatty acids. It's still really nice for calming super dry skin. And then a couple other 3 runners up that weren't essentially like new to this year, but toners that I still really enjoy. The Jung toner, the pH 5.5 relief toner. This stuff's really nice. My third bulb, the I'm from Rice toner, still very nice hydrating toner. The Round Lab Birch Juice Moisturizing Toner, or their Dokdo toner is also really great as well. Those are all some runners up. And then I had a couple things I initially had in my lineup, and then I realized they were essences and they didn't necessarily fit in, but I still want to mention them. The Neogen Real Ferment Micro Essence, the Mary and Me Blackberry Essence, the Dr. Ceuracle Vegan Kombucha Essence, and the Jung Sung Soothing Moisture Essence. Those are essences that didn't really fit into this video, but anyway, I thought I'd give them a shout out. My cheek is kind of red today. I think I slept on it weird, and it's kind of red. They're both kind of red. I don't know, I'm always kind of red. I guess I need my toner. Anyway. Okay, that's what I got for you today. I'm going to chill and relax and give Ike some treats. He went to the groomer yesterday. And the poor groomer, that was their only appointment she took that day, and he was there for about 5.5 hours. I tipped her very well because I couldn't imagine dealing with Ike one-on-one for 6 hours, let alone grooming him, trying to do his nails, trying to brush his teeth. Couldn't imagine it. She earned every dollar, and the Christmas bonus I gave her. She earned it all. So anyway, thanks so much, guys. I will see you more tomorrow. Bye-bye.